The Pajama Momma. The adventures of a mompreneur making money online in her PJs. This show is for moms and dads who want to create a successful online biz that will allow them to fire their boss and hire their kids. Ilan Bomani has had numerous successes in various online businesses where she's been a 6 to 7 figure earner. She has appeared in the Louise Hay movie, National Enquirer, Huffington Post, Essence, Jet, Black Enterprise Magazine, The Talk TV show, and even got a phone call from Oprah. And now, here's your host, Ilan Bomani.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for being on. I think this is episode number 5. I'm starting to lose count here of the Pajama Momma TV, where we show you in reality how you can be able to fire your boss and hire your kids. And with that in mind, we got a wonderful guest today, Reginald Stinson. Hey Reginald, how you doing today?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely great. I'm glad to get this wonderful gentleman on this call because I see him all the time on Facebook, flashing his business opportunities, doing a phenomenal job, building a phenomenal team. And, to be honest with you, I forgot he's a dad. And one time when I was talking to Reginald via the message, he was informing me that he had to skip and daddy-o because he wanted to take his son to school that morning. And I was impressed with a lot of his wonderful, financial, acumen, etc. But I was more impressed with the fact that he kept the main thing, and that is to spend some quality time with his children. And Reginald, you don't know this now, but so far you're in the running for our very first Dadpreneur award this year.
Oh, wow.
Because you did. I know, I came up with it this morning. So with that in mind, I want to introduce you to Reginald Stinson. He is a phenomenal internet marketer that I call him the jack of all trade and master of some. He's not only making money in the area of internet marketing, but more specifically in affiliate marketing, social media marketing, video marketing, and also is a product creator of many products. And he's going to share with you a little bit about that. But first, we want to get into the fact of what made you, Reginald, decide to become a dadpreneur.
Well, honestly, it wasn't planned initially, but I was working in corporate America, wasn't making a lot of money, so I was looking to become an entrepreneur because I knew that was the only way that was going to afford me and my family the lifestyle that we deserved. So I ended up going to a hotel meeting or whatever. It was for a popular financial services company.
We've all been there.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was that initially. I thought it was something else. Fell in love with the concept of network marketing, but I didn't do that particular company. Ended up doing another service-based company. Stayed with that company about 3 years. Was the top recruiter in that company. And from there, I just kind of fell in love with the industry. It became an addiction from that point. Because, coming from making, $12,000 a year, I knew that wasn't the answer long term, especially being newlyweds. And, at that time, I was very young. I was like 20 years old. So I knew that I had to start planning for retirement then. And the only way for that to happen, in my eyes, from my viewpoint, was through the industry of network marketing and the home-based business industry.
What was the main factor? Was it because of the fact that you had more control over your time, that you could, sky's the limit as far as how much income you could make in comparison to going the traditional route?
Yeah. Well, I would say probably the income aspect of it initially. Like I wasn't really, I guess the time thing wasn't really the main focus initially. It was more so the money because, again, we didn't have any. So I'm like, we have to do something different because what we're getting is, late notices, cars repossessed, having to eat out at work, and, when we go out with our friends, we're having to pretend like we've ate
Wow.
because we couldn't afford to buy food. So I'm like, we have to do something different. And hearing stories like back then, the popular story was it was this young lady. She used to work at McDonald's, and I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of where I'm at,
Right.
But she ended up getting involved in the home-based business industry, ended up making like $200 some thousand, and back then that was a lot of money. Okay, I'm like, okay, wow, this young lady, she dropped out of high school, similar story, and she can go on and make $200,000, then I'm in the right place because she don't
Right.
have no college degree or anything like that.
Right.
So the income aspect of things, and going through all that stuff, being embarrassed that I just got tired of that. So it was more so about the money and what it can afford us to do, as opposed to us living in bad neighborhoods and having to deal with all that stuff.
Wow, fascinating. What aspect of being a dadpreneur, the pros and cons of it? Tell me about the pros first. We want to talk about the highlights of being a work-at-home dad. How's that for you?
Well, the pros, I mean, I guess being able to see your kids grow up, not having to have other people raise your kids at daycare.
Yes.
I mean, that's a huge, because kids grow so fast. And if you're working 8 hours and you're dropping your kids off, you miss a lot in those 8 hours. Because by the time you get off, especially for moms too, it's kind of like the same thing. Either you're tired or, you're getting ready for the next day. So, I'm here to see my kids every step of the way. All three pretty much for the most part was there every step of the way to watch them grow up and to just kind of share that moment with them, because again, kids grow fast.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's the main highlight of it. Aside from that, being able to go to games, not having to, ask my boss, can I go to this game? Can I, that type of stuff. I mean, it's just that part of freedom, being able to travel when you want. Say, hey, it's midweek, let's go somewhere else. Well, we can't do that now because we got a kid in school now. But, during the summertime, we can jump up in the midweek, say, hey, let's take a road trip. Let's go on vacation, and not have to answer to anyone. So being able to just have that time with him anytime that we want, all the time, is more valuable than anything.
Cool. So what are the cons? What would you tell dadpreneurs? What are the cons as far as, being a dadpreneur? Is there any?
I can't really say there's any, except, sometimes you just have to give them, kids like a lot of attention. So it can be a little challenges sometimes when you're trying to work, I guess, and kids wake up. You just sometimes you gotta shut it down and give the kids their time, because they want their time when they want their time. But outside of that, it's not nothing really bad. But outside of that, I mean, I can't really say there's any cons at all.
Yep, I agree with you 100% as far as that's concerned. So as far as being a dadpreneur, what are the tips that you want to give other dadpreneurs? They want to fire the boss. They're still working. They want to live your dream of having more quality of time with their family. They want to have more control over their time and their livelihood, as well as be able to dream and create the possibility of making, any type of income that they want to, particularly in the area of network marketing, because it's got a bad negative connotation attached to it. And so many people, I know for me, I love it because it allowed me to be financially free. That was one of the first businesses I ventured into. So I have nothing but great things to say about it because of that factor. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, as far as tips, what I would give, I mean, again, it has to go back to your why and the reason why you did it. My why was so strong that is what drove me when I felt like quitting, or it drove me when people said that I was crazy, I should go get a real job.
A real job, I love it.
It drove me, even when I didn't feel like building, because the reality is that you have to allow your why to drive you, because you're making a transition from corporate America. And depending on where you are in life, there's probably nothing else better that you could do that could possibly set you free. I mean, network marketing is the only industry that I know of personally that will allow anyone, regardless of background, to come in and be exceptional and earn an extraordinary income. That's huge. And as long as you stay focused and consistent, you definitely have to be organized, if you want to build a successful business. But being focused, being consistent, having that vision of what the outcome is going to be before it actually happened, and just being able to persevere through all the trials that you're going to encounter. Because in the beginning, we call it the grind phase. Because not only are you grinding against opposition from people that don't really understand the industry, but also you're fighting against yourself. Wow. That part that still have that employee mindset, you're transitioning from that. So you're fighting against people and yourself. Okay.
Right. That makes a whole lot of sense. I completely relate to that. I always tell people I'm a recovering brokeaholic. I was addicted to poverty, sad to say, because that's all that I knew. So you're right, because you are struggling with those two type of factors as far as when you're trying to grow and build and excel. So with that in mind, let's segue into what I really want to talk about. And that is, because of network marketing, the cons. Let's talk about your phenomenal program that you just now created, Easy Cash Code. Ladies and gentlemen, take note of it because it's revolutionary as far as how you can make money without the cons to network marketing. So share that with us, Reginald.
Well, Easy Cash Code, it's a program I just created a couple of weeks ago. It was actually something that was in the planning phases for a long time, probably close to a year. So it kind of works hand in hand with another program we have, Internet Marketing Phenom.
Okay.
And basically, we created that because we wanted to give newbies an opportunity and a better chance to make money fast.
Okay.
So talking about the cons of network marketing, the cons of network marketing is for most people that are coming in off the street that don't know anything about the industry. A lot of, especially now since the economy is kind of evolving and going backwards, people want money faster. And unfortunately, in most cases, network marketing is a slow build, and a lot of people get impatient with the building process and they get anxious and start trying to do other things. So we created this program to allow people to earn multiple streams of income while they build their network marketing business on the back end, because typically, a network marketing company, if you're new, you're looking at 12 to 24 months ideally, if you do everything right,
Right.
to where you really see a substantial income.
Gotcha.
But most people don't have 12 to 18 months to start making a lot of money. So we was like, well, what can we come up with to give people a system that will allow them to make, an extra, $200 to $500 a week or $200 to $500 a month or whatever the case is, while they build their business on the back end. So came up with Easy Cash Code, and it's going fantastic.
Okay, so now break that down for us. Easy Cash Code. Okay, explain that to us. Now, is that what type of system is that, and what are the other companies within that system that people can venture into? Because I want people to really get this. I think it's a phenomenal program in the respects, like you said, I always say that money is a major motivator. I think that people will be retained better in network marketing or other type of programs if they immediately see some results. They say if the average person can make $500 a month, that could, save, bankruptcy for so many people out there. So share with us some greater insights as far as your program is concerned.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Okay, so when people get into network marketing, for example, you only have that network marketing company, right? So me being an internet marketer, being marketers in general, you've been doing this long enough to know that everybody is not going to join your primary business.
Right.
So if they don't join your primary business, then what are you to do with those leads? Are you going to continue to market something to them that they have no interest at all in, or are you going to provide them with other options? Okay. And unfortunately, most people continue to pound their company at these prospects that they've generated, if they're generating leads, to build an autoresponder, which is a whole nother conversation. But they constantly pound the same business at people that they don't have an interest in. So what we teach people is, no, everybody's not going to join your business, but before they even get to it, you've already made 3 or 4 commissions before they get to your business. Now it's structured in a way to where we have low entry, high payout companies inside of the system. So it's different companies, quote unquote. They're not network marketing companies. It's affiliate marketing companies that pay, anywhere from, I don't know, well, let's just say 50 to 100% commissions.
Okay.
All right. So, you just you promote one link, which is the Easy Cash Code. You send people to that system, and the system does all the selling and telling for you. It's not like you have to promote different links, even though there's different programs inside of that company. It's a set it and forget it system. You go through, you set up the system, you promote the Easy Cash Code link, and the system does all the selling and telling for you, and you just count multiple commissions that come in once people go through those same steps and those same processes.
Now, is it a set it and forget it type of system?
Yeah, I mean, I have to be careful when I say that.
Right, exactly.
Because I don't want people to be like, okay, I signed up now, where the money at? So,
Right. There is some work required, ladies and gentlemen.
yes. Pretty much I will say once you set it up, it's not something that you have to constantly maintain because we're all busy. I know I'm busy, you're busy, everybody's busy now. So, in addition to that, a lot of people are doing network marketing. So, we didn't want to create something that will require a whole lot of maintenance in addition to what you may have to do in your network marketing company, because network marketing is a bit more detailed depending on what kind of company you're in. So, this system is set up to where it's completely hands off, essentially. Once you set it up, you drive traffic or have people look at that website, and the system does everything for you. The training is back there. I mean, everything is back there. So you don't have to, again, constantly maintain it like you would a traditional network marketing business, and you can make money, okay, with that system in addition to building your network marketing company without you having to worry about, hey, is this going to take up a whole lot more of my time like my business do? If you have a network marketing business, obviously, but it doesn't. I mean, it's hands off once you set it up.
Okay, and so with that in mind, one of the things that I've noticed, because if I'm correct, within that system, that you are supplying them with the internet marketing tools in order to generate the leads, in order to basically sell the products, correct? So they're learning while they're earning.
Yes, we actually just added this a few days. Well, actually, last night. Matter of fact, we just made it official.
Okay, well, I'm glad we're ahead of step of a lot of people.
Yeah, so we made it official. So what we do, obviously, we teach people how to make easy. I mean, there's so many ways to make money online. It's ridiculous. People wouldn't believe it. Right. And we're actually going to add another program probably in the next few days, which is something about some debit card or something, and you get cash back when you spend the card. It's ridiculous. Okay. Wow. So, and again, it's not like you're not going to spend money anyway. So why not get money back when that type of thing. Exactly. So we added Internet Marketing Phenom as a bundle inside of this package once you take a certain action, obviously. And we teach you how to market online, how to build your brand. We give you a blog, 5 blogs actually. Get an autoresponder, you get SMS tools, video marketing tools, so much tools in there. I don't even remember everything in there. But basically, essentially everything that you need to build a 7-figure brand online, it's inside of that package. Not to mention you're getting training and marketing strategies that typically you don't learn in network marketing. Unfortunately, they just kind of teach you the basics. Okay. So we're taking it a step higher and really teaching you internet marketing strategies to help you build your business, or any business for that matter, not just Easy Cash Code, but any business for that matter online, and establish your brand and credibility.
Cool. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to fully understand that Reginald is truly an internet marketer. And that's number one. And the reason why that is important, because if you master the internet marketing component, then that's how you can build the multiple streams of income, because you can promote any program or plan. As far as affiliate marketing, using video marketing, etc. Because if I'm not correct, how many streams of income you got coming in at this present time, Reginald?
You know what? Honestly, I've lost count.
I like that.
And I'm not joking. Seriously, I've lost count. I mean, it's a lot, and a lot of it is hands off. You set it up, and pretty much it runs by itself. Because like you said, I've mastered the art of internet marketing and doing that. But it's at least between 5 to 7 off the top of my head, but it could be more than that.
Yes. Yes.
Because I got a surprise W-2 not W-2, 1099.
That you didn't know about, right?
Yes.
Of another stream of income coming in. So when we're talking about multiple streams of income, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about that you have several checks, for lack of a better term, or directly deposit funds going into your account based upon various programs that you are promoting to individuals, etc. Correct, Reginald?
Yes, and the thing about that is, the thing about multiple income streams is that a lot of people try it, but they do it wrong. And that was the main reason why I was like, man, we have to do something, because people need other ways to make money. Everybody wants multiple income streams, but not everybody knows how to really do it.
Right.
So we set up this system in a way to where we're showing you how to do it properly without you looking crazy on the internet. Okay, doing it.
Or going crazy on the internet trying to do
Yes,
it.
looking crazy and going crazy, and to make it pretty much streamlined. You know, I've been doing this for years, and it's a lot of money that I make. You know, that people don't even know about. You know, so I tell you, hey, I'm making money here. Oh, you doing that too? You know, so it's that's the type of income that you really want to generate. So we're showing people step by step how to get it done, how to get programs that work together cohesively to the point to where they're not conflicting to each other, and it just all makes sense because the income streams, once you go through the system, you see that everything makes sense. Everything works together because it's something that you're going to need anyway to build your business. So it's the perfect streamline and the perfect lineup of things that we have in order to create an income, and they pay very nicely, very attractively.
Wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a disclaimer to share with you. I've worked with Reginald in several programs, and let me tell you, it does work, and I've made money. So I'm very clear that you want to definitely connect with him, his product, and his program. Just be coachable and a good copycat. And I always say, if you want to become a millionaire like Reginald, that's what he's achieved. How old are you, Reginald?
32.
Oh my God, he's a child in this business. So it's very clear. If he can do that, how many children you have? You have 3 children, correct?
3.
3.
Yes.
Oh, and a baby. Trust me. I think last year, right?
Yes.
Yes. How old is he now?
No, actually, Ed, he was born in 2014, December.
Okay. Oh, December. Okay, it was at the end of the year because I know it's been about a year. 1 year old now.
Yes.
Okay. So this gentleman can do that with 3 children and a lovely wife. You know, starting out with absolutely nothing. You know, very minimal, a high school diploma, right? We got that
GED.
right. GED. Okay. So listen. Let me back this up a little bit because I want you to really get this. Okay. We have someone who has a GED. We have someone who started out, you know, temporarily out of cash, you know, and in addition to that, having already worked in corporate America, having to take care of a wonderful wife and children by himself, and to be able to construct a lifestyle like this, and within a matter of, how long did it take you? About 3 or 4 years, Reginald, to get to the 7-figure status?
I wish. That's in the perfect world. No. I got started in 2006, so
About 10 years.
yeah, roughly. Well, not probably like 8.
Okay, but I'm sure you wouldn't be upset. I know people who went and got a college degree. It took them 4 years, and they wasn't even guaranteed a job when they graduated, and they're still hustling and bustling to just make ends meet. So I just want to give you a whole lot of credit. This is phenomenal what this gentleman has accomplished. But as you can see, this is the no excuse zone, ladies and gentlemen. You can do this too. You know, it doesn't matter if you're tall or short, rich or poor, black or white, straight or gay. You can do this business of making money online, and especially even with children. So thank you so much, Reginald. You're an inspiration for all of us. Do me a favor. Give us the name of that phenomenal program that you're speaking of and the website so people can go check it out ASAP.
Go to easycashcode.com/hangout. And before you wrap it up,
Sure.
here really quick, I do have to add something because it's something I didn't mention way back when, which will be very inspiring to a lot of people that are watching.
Please do.
Okay, so in 2000 and whatever, when I got started, prior to that, again, as a teen growing up, you know, I was a bad guy. No, I'm kidding. But let me say this. I didn't make the best decisions as a teenager. So I ended up getting in trouble. All right. So I ended up getting in trouble, and then I ended up being bound over tried as an adult. So I ended up having a felony on my record that went with me forever. Okay.
Wow.
So even after all that, you know, I ended up, you know, changing my lifestyle and made a decision while I was incarcerated that, hey, I'm not going to hang around the same people. You know, I'm going to start living my life for God, etc. Which most people say that in jail. They don't necessarily mean it, but I actually meant it.
Right.
Okay. And I'm just going to transition everything that I'm doing. So when I actually got out, the same people, the one thing about success is that if you really want it, depending on where you are, you have to change your surroundings. Like I could not realistically expect to do anything different if I was going to go back to the same environment I was at before I got into the situation that I was in. So what I'm trying to say is I had a strike against me anyway, okay? Because
Yes.
I had a record. I couldn't go out and get no real job for 7 years or nothing like that. Now I
Right.
can if I want to, but I don't want to do that. So, I was forced to pay my debt to society, which again, I don't regret it because it made me who I am now. Like if
Yes,
that
sir.
would have never happened, I probably would have never looked at network marketing at all.
Right.
So I had to pay my debt to society for 7 years, couldn't get a real job, had a strike against me, that was tough. So I'm
Yes.
like, there has to be a better way to make things happen because working at Chick-fil-A or some warehouse job or, some construction site making $8 an hour, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, we're gonna be living in this apartment in the hood forever if I keep doing this.
Right.
So I was forced again to look into the industry, and that was another thing that really drove me to show people that not only can you drop out of high school, even though I went back to get my GED, if you drop out of high school, just go get your GED. You can drop out of high school, you can be a convicted felon or whatever the case scenario is when all odds are stacked up against you. And if you really want it bad enough, you can go out and make things happen and become a top 1% in the entire world. So
Yes.
go from dropping out of high school, having a felony, and all that stuff that people use as an excuse to stay in the current situations that they are, to becoming a millionaire. I did it not only for myself, but I did it for those people that are where I was to show you that you can do it.
Yep. Yep.
You
Real
know,
simple, ladies and gentlemen. If Reginald can do it, you can do it too. He had all the odds against him, many obstacles and hurdles that he had to climb, and he was able to do it. If you want your life to change, you're going to have to be the one to make the changes. Thank you so, Reggie. I'm so glad you added that last piece because it's so important. You're going to save somebody's lives, and that's what my theory is, and I'm sure it's yours too, that we do what we do so we can help other people get what they want. And in return, guess what? We get what we want. I always say spread the love by spreading the word, and you spread the wealth.
absolutely.
And
Anything worth
everybody
having,
wins.
yes, anything worth having is not going to come easy. But I will say that, I work all type of jobs and working from home is a whole lot easier and it's a whole lot more rewarding as opposed to you going out and work for someone else. Because again, I was doing those hard labor intensive jobs, like
Yes.
construction, production, fast food. I mean, they work you to death. Seriously, you don't get paid anything. I remember it was one job I had. It's from a popular shipping company.
Okay.
And, we had to work in these trucks, these like truck beds or whatever. And the packages are like flying over our head and like literally 50-pound packages falling on me.
Wow.
It was crazy. So we worked 3 hours. We come home sore, feeling like we worked 12. And then
Right.
at the end of the week, your check is $134. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, why am I doing this?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
there has to be a better way. So, I mean, if you really look at it for what it is, I mean, the discipline of being an entrepreneur is tough in the beginning, but once you gain that discipline, then everything else falls into place and you realize, hey, I may be, even at times when you do work long hours at home, it's still not as labor intensive as it would be if you was working for someone else. And it's far more rewarding.
Exactly. Because like the old saying goes, I can always get the money back, but I can't get the time.
Absolutely.
And that quality time of just living an awesome life and spending the time with our kids is worth its weight in gold.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Reginald. I really enjoyed this phenomenal call. Like I knew I would, because you're a phenomenal person. I will see the top, over the top, and more importantly, I will see you at the bank. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Easy Cash Code. Talk to you soon, Reginald. Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.